Hi everyone, Marianne Cowan here from Pinery Paper Crafts, and I'm just getting set up here. Whew, it's a bit of a whirlwind of a day. And as you can see, we are back to the Whale of a Time stamp set and punch. So we're actually not using the stamp set today, but we are using the punch, which is a whale and a little water spout. And I did figure out that these pieces here are to go on the whale's belly if you were punching him out, so that it looks like this. But I just been using the paper, so I never really needed that. You can punch the whale out of the paper that has the little whales on it. And I must have used a different piece last time because I don't remember these little whales. So I was just busy cutting them out. I think I got 2 sizes. I might need one more. I have this little guy here. Or that might be too much for the card, but while we're waiting to see who pops on, hi Wanda, we'll just fussy cut out this little guy. These are really easy to fussy cut. And remember when you're fussy cutting to move the paper, not your scissors. Just kind of wiggle the paper around and it makes it a lot easier to fussy cut. And it also helps if you have really sharp scissors, and the Stampin' Up paper snips are the best ones I've found. I have lots of other brands, but I have 2 pairs of these. There we go. All right, 2 quick cards today. Oh good, we have a couple of people watching. Thank you for waiting till 4 to pop on. So the paper is adorable. It comes in a little 6x6 pack. And oh, I didn't make a little sampler of it because it was too cute. I didn't actually want to chop it up. So there's pages with animals. This is turtles. The backs have these beautiful just design shapes, I want to say. Some of them have sea scenes that you can just cut out and pop on the front of a card. This one's got cute little fishies. They're just all so beautiful. Seaweed. I was going to use this one, but I ended up using 2 different ones. And the embossing folder is really nice as well. It's a 3D embossing folder, and it's got a really deep emboss to it. So it's really, really pretty. This is done in Pool Party. So I have Pool Party and I have Balmy Blue that we're working on today. And for this one we're using these. And the seaweed is from the Come Sail Away, I want to say, dies. So it's not part of this suite, but it coordinates with something that I already have. And it's still currently in the catalog, so that's great. So that's a great little die cut. And we'll just move the paper out of the way. So we're just going to make 2 quick and easy cards today. One of them is going to be a shaker card though, so that'll be a bit of fun. Get my little shaker stuff here. So our card base is Pool Party, 8.5 by 5.5, and you can score it, or I just fold it in half. If it's the really thick Whisper White cardstock, I do score it so it has a nicer fold. And then I have the same color, 4 by 5.25, embossed with the embossing folder, which I don't remember the name of right now. High C, no, I better not say it because I don't remember. I'll go grab it after I glue this on. All right. And I've made quite a few cards with this set, but I can't actually show them to you because last time my daughter was over, she brought them all to her house. She loved them, so they're gone. Now I have a piece of Pool Party again. You know how I love color on color. And I think I wanted to put my ribbon under there. Huh. I wonder if it's still... Yay. I might be wrecking it. Okay, this is the beautiful sheer ribbon that's Pool Party that comes in this. This is not ideally how you craft, but it is sometimes how you craft. That's kind of the beauty of the white glue. It gives you a bit of extra time to make mistakes and fix them. Okay, let's try to put that back down. All right, I wanted to put a little bow over here. And I left the ribbon right there to remind me. Hello, Shannon. And I forgot. I'll put a little more glue on there so it won't be showing. But once we get the whole card made, you're not going to notice that. This ribbon is just so pretty, and it ties really nicely. All right, that's good. I'm going to take a little glue dot and tuck it under here where I kind of messed up. You could also put a little more green glue. I'm going to put another one there. It's paper. You can always fix it. Okay. I don't think that'll show once we get going. So this piece, little seahorses, they're adorable. 3 by 4, I want to say. 3 by 4. Pool Party, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And this, I know, I'm just going to glue on. I didn't even do a sentiment for this one. Sometimes I don't do sentiments and then I just add one when I know, is it going to be a birthday card, or could be because we're going to add the whale, you could add the "you're kind of a big deal." I love that. I know Shannon made those. Yes, I remembered to get my glue dots ordered. I'm down to the wire. I use them a lot. Okay, this is going to get popped up. And we're going to do a little scene on here. So one thing I did today, so I've got 3 whales. I don't think I'll use 3 whales, but I could have one in the background, a couple in the background, and the big one in front. We could have a couple flat, and then this one popped up in the seaweed. Okay, so here's my little tray. And what I've done today is I've taken some of the designer series paper and I've cut that seaweed out of the designer series paper. So I think it turned out really pretty. So I did there's a green one that it was actually, I want to say coral maybe. So I did a couple of those, and then there was another blue one, almost looks like shaded spruce actually, of kind of leaves. And then there was another orange coral one. It's probably Calypso Coral. Ah, Calypso Coral. Of course, it's Calypso Coral. And then I have some in regular colors. So my idea for this is to have the one whale out in the front, the other 2 kind of swimming behind, and have some seaweed. And remember, you can cut your seaweed. I think he should be out in front, and these guys maybe should be behind the seaweed, is what I'm thinking. And we'll see how it turns out. Don't forget, you can cut your seaweed and make it smaller. So we might do that for some of the ones back here. So I might have these little guys peeking out. I kind of like where they are. I don't know if whales actually swim like that together. I think they kind of do in a pod, or do whales go in a pod? I already did my whale watching story. I'm not going to bore you with it again. So and don't forget, I can put it up a little bit because it's only a little smaller front piece. A little bit of glue. So I'm going to have a couple back here. And then I'm going to have a piece of seaweed here that's going to go in front of them. So let's grab some glue dots. We could use sponge, my little sponging technique as well. But it's quicker to use glue dots. So I want these guys kind of hidden, but I want to see his eyeball. Oh, make sure I don't go on over top of the card. I think that's about where it's going to be. This one is going to be flat as well. I'm just going to do this. Oh, jeez. I love when things are 3D. Now, just wondering, yeah, I like that one. And then this guy is going to be swimming in front of the seaweed. He's going to be popped up. Alright, I'm going to put a little more glue on this one. Try not to put quite as much. It either comes out nothing or a ton. And that's not the design, I think that's the user. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and put this on with dimensionals so I kind of have an idea. I can use these glue dots as well. So I kind of have an idea how much space I have. My hands are all full of glue now. I may need to get a baby wipe. Ah! So what are you guys working on in your craft rooms this week? I did finally put away the Posy kit, although I do have a couple more cards to make. It is a beautiful kit and should be on everybody's wish list. Alright, so let's pop this on. I'm actually going to put it a little bit higher in case I want to put a sentiment down below, but centered and up. And this guy is going to be in front. I think I want something coming up from there. Maybe one of these, but not the whole thing. I think this one. And I think I'll use glue dots for this. Now let's see if I can tuck it in behind. I do want it a little bit higher. That little pop of Granny Apple Green. Now I feel like it needs something else. Huh, probably could have just used the original one. Yeah, that's funny. There. I'm trying to give it some layers. And now let's pop him up in front. And let's Wink of Stella him. Because we know everything is better with Wink of Stella. That could be a little jingle. Everything is better with Wink of Stella. And you can see how that one's kind of hanging in the middle, but this is going to cover it up. And this would actually be a cute card to do. You're kind of a big deal. I'm just going to grab a baby wipe. I always keep baby wipes in my craft room. Dollarama, $1.50. It's been a long time since I've had baby wipes for babies in our house, but they're perfect for getting the glue off your fingers. All right, so that's our first card. There's this tiny little piece left over. No, I don't like it. Okay, so that's the first one, focusing on greens and blues. And I did pick the whale that was kind of greenish, bluish as well. So I'll leave it without a sentiment because I don't really know what sentiment I want to use. But this ribbon is really, really pretty. I think I just need to trim this end. It just ties beautiful bows. All right, so our next card, we're going to be using the turtles. And this is Balmy Blue, 8.5 by 5.5, folded or scored at 4 1/4, or easier, fold in half. This is the typical card size that I use. And this is the card size that fits into the Stampin' Up! Envelopes. Again, I've done an embossing with blue. Hey, did you notice one fingernail? Yeah, it broke and then I picked it off. Okay, so let's put the glue on. I'm doing purple nails this week and then I'll pick a different nail color next week. So you'll have to try to guess which one I'm going to pick. I'll do another poll to see if you can guess from the new nail polishes that I bought. Alright, so I don't want ribbon on this one, so I'm not going to be pulling it up in a second. I just do do still have glue all over me, which I want to get off because I don't want to get it on the window sheets. Okay, then I've taken from the Stitched So Sweetly the two biggest rectangle scallop dies, and I've cut one out of Balmy Blue, and then the second one I cut it like this. Put a little sticky note to hold it together, and then I got this little border that I can see I've got smudge marks on. And then you have this extra piece. This is our window frame. And then I took a piece of this really cute little turtle paper. Make sure I'm going the right way. And so this is going to be the background. You could have just used the turtle paper, but I don't think it's quite heavy enough. So, and I wanted it the perfect size. So I just cut it to fit here, and it is 2 3/4 by 3 7/8. And it could be like a smidgen shorter, but I think it's going to be okay because it's the back anyways. So that's going to be the back. This is going to be the front. And we're going to add our little strips around here. But first, let's glue this together and do our little background scene that we're going to have inside our window sheet. Because we do want to add a little bit of seaweed and stuff. Okay, so first I'm going to move this out of the way. First, there's the back of the green that I cut out. It looks like coral. Or, we don't have any of that living near us, obviously. We only have, I'm in the middle, well, I'm in actually eastern Canada, but I only live beside rivers and lakes, not oceans. Okay, so that looks good. Now I am going to want a main turtle to be swimming along, so he'll be the big one. And then maybe I did cut out a littler one in a different color so we can see him. So it's a bit of perspective. And I did cut out this one, but that might be, no, he's going the wrong way. Could have this one. I think just 2. And I'm going to put him flat and raise him up. And I have to be careful. Last time when I did that, the raised up one was pretty close to the height of the window sheet. So the little things were getting stuck. The little sequins. So I'm just putting a bit of glue on this. I'm just going to take the sponge and make sure I don't have too much. Alright, so I think he's going to go about here. Swimming with his little buddies. And then this one we're going to pop up, but we need some seaweed. And for this one I think I'll add some orange. So we can have him even coming out of the seaweed. I love that look. But we have to remember we don't want it too thick or it's going to stick to the front of the window sheet. So maybe that one and a green one behind these ones. Well, we don't want to cover up all those little fishies either. So we won't put too many. So maybe 2. I think 2 is a good number. And I'm going to use glue dots because I don't want glue messing up the whole inside of my window sheet. Hi, Pat. And I am going to put these on fairly well with glue dots. Oh, actually, I'm remembering that there is the little edge of the window. So I'm actually moving it a little bit. And then I'll put this one down and then have him coming through them. And hopefully that won't be too thick. If it is, it'll still look cute. And the stuff will still be able to move around it. Alright, this one I am going to put a little bit higher. And then we'll have him kind of going through the seaweed. So, This is what I was wondering last time. Where did I put them? Are these higher than dimensionals? Yes, they are. Okay, that answers that question. That's what I was worried about. It would hit the top. But I'm going to put 2 and I'm going to squish them. I don't know if that's going to make any difference, but it makes me feel better. Okay, so I want him to kind of be going in and out of the seaweed. Okay. Just going to check and see how it's going to look. That's cute. I think that's enough. Now we have our, I still have to get the little actual sequins for this. I don't have them yet. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the strip around here. And I don't know which is a better way to do it. Okay, let's put the strip on. When you do your windows, how do you find it better to do? Here's my 2 questions. I'm going to put the strip on. Then do you put the little glittery things in here and lay it on top like that? Or do you put them carefully on here, like just in the middle, and lay it on top? I've seen it done both ways, and I don't know which way is easier. Last time I did it, so I put the little glittery things in here, and then I laid the window sheet on top. I don't think I got it exactly straight. So what way do you guys do it? If you've ever made a shaker card. You do want to make sure that you have pretty tight seams so that your things don't fly out. Well, they're not going to fly out, but they spill out. So tuck it right up against the seam. This strip stuff is amazing. I'm so glad they still have it. Now, I'm going to go this way, tuck it right up, because I don't know exactly how much I want. I need to be able to trim it, not add more. It's a pain to add little pieces. All right, so you can see I have a little gap in the corner there, so I'm going to try to fix that. There. You also want to make sure you don't see it from this side. There's a lot of things to think about. Okay, so what did you guys say? Hello, Tracy. Do you put the stuff in here? Oh, Tracy, we're making another whale card. So do you put the stuff in here and then put this like this? Or do you put your little glitters on here and then lay it like this? I'm just curious. I've done it both ways and I'm not sure which way is easier. So I'm going to get everything out of the way. And someone was asking the other day if it's staticky inside, what do you do? Like if the little things are sticking, then you can take your embossing buddy and then just rub it around. And some people do that around the edge here so the little sequins don't get stuck on the gluey part. Does that make sense? So, and you don't want to put your fingerprints all over here. All right, any comments on, I think on the top of the designed card, to be honest, I haven't made many. Yeah, that's what I did last time, and then I just carefully put it on top like that. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm taking some of my little crystal-y things. These ones are actually from the jar of flowers, because I forgot to order the, sorry, the ones from the actual ones that go with this set, which are adorable. They have little clamshells and they're iridescent. They're more suited for this. All right, that looks good though. Oh, the other thing, okay, well, it's too late now. The other thing is we have to glue this to here. So I don't know, maybe we should have done that before. I had to stand up to make sure I get this right. Okay, so that looks good. That way was easy. It's so cute. And the same thing happened. They're stuck on top of the turtle. Oh well. I bet if it went in the mail by the time... Well, this would be weird to put in the mail. Ooh. Make sure that's stuck. Just give it a little push around the edges. Being careful not to put your fingerprints all over the front. That's going to go on here. And so I'm going to glue this. And I'm going to use... Because obviously you don't want to take your tape runner and push it down. So I'm just going to take my white glue. Or you could use, you know what, I'm changing my mind. I'm using tear and tape. I think that will be better. And a little bit of white glue. So, yeah, I think tear and tape might be the answer for this. Sorry, white glue. You've been replaced. Because if people are going to be shaking it around, you want it to be really sturdy. Shaker cards are really fun, I gotta say. And they're really easy to make. You need, the clear stuff is called window sheets, and Stampin' Up sells it. Alright, so I'm just carefully giving it a little rub so I can get it off. And it doesn't matter that it's over the white glue. It'll just get glued on double. With this tear and tape, it's a lot better than our last stuff. You just need to find the right little edge and then you're good to go. Yeah, I think tear and tape's actually the best thing to use for this. Okay, I'm going to stand up and make sure I get it exactly where I want it, because tear and tape is not forgiving. Once you put it down, it's down. I'm going to put it a little bit up in case I want to add a sentiment later. Although if I add a sentiment, for sure, I would add it right to the front there. I might add a little bow though. It's not the same color. It might be once it's got navy, we got coral. I'll try and see if I like it. You could also, what I've done before is you can also add another piece of seaweed to the front here. I actually like that. Let's do it. My little cat is meowing. So this one we don't want flopping around too much, so I'm going to probably put more dimensionals than I normally do. So I have 4 on there. And then if you wanted to have, I have one where I have nothing. So readjust. So if you had your little saying, it could be going right over top here. Okay. Or I'm going to try a bow, but I don't think I'm going to like it. Here's a white bow. No. Nope. But just to amuse myself, this paper is really fun, Pat. And I didn't use any stamping. I used the paper and I used the die cut from Come Sail Away, which you might already have. And then I've cut out the turtles. You could cut out, well, it comes with, if you get the bundle, it has paper and the punch. So it is really fun, and it makes really cute cards. Now the sayings in the stamp set are really cute as well, I gotta say. We could have put some little jewels in there. I don't know, bow or no bow. I'm thinking no bow, but I'll let you guys decide. So here's our 2 cards from today. The first one is just the background embossed. We've got all pool party going on this one. I did cut out some of the seaweed using the designer series paper that comes with the pack. These are from the paper. I just cut them out. You get 4 of each one, so you get a lot of whales. And I think the other one's different because I don't remember these little whales last time. I put the bow around it after I remembered and had to peel it up. This piece is 3 by 4, and this one is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So just our background ones, and this guy is the focal one. You could add a little greeting down here. Like I was saying, I sometimes don't add the greetings right away, and then I decide what I'm going to use them for. The turtles are adorable. Look at them. How cute are they? And then the little piece of turtle paper that I used had all the turtles swimming. The paper is really pretty. I didn't do a little paper sampler because I actually didn't want to cut it up. I'll just show you a few of the sheets though. You got little fishies, seaweed. That's what I used for the seaweed. So you have these jellyfish, which are cute on paper and in an aquarium, but not when you're in the ocean and they're right where you want to swim. Fishies. More seaweed. That one I just showed you. And then there's goldfishies. And a nice under the water scene. Some nice blue. And this is all the little creatures. Green seaweed. This is the one that I used inside of this one. And I was careful how I cut it because I wanted the middle to be right here. So I did trim it down so that I got this piece in the middle. And you could use the little strip that I have left over to put up the side of your card inside. You can use all those little pieces. And plus it's got all these pretty things on the back. Anyways, the paper is adorable. I'm sure it'll be a big seller because it's just so darn cute, especially in the summer. So that was our first card, Pool Party. Our second card is a shaker card, Balmy Blue. And then I used the biggest and second biggest of the Stitched So Sweetly scalloped dies. There's so many names. And then I fussy cut some little turtles, and I used little sequins. Use whatever you have. I had some from the jar of flowers, but the sequins that go with this are totally adorable. So I will put those on my next order. All right, so that's a couple more cards using the Whale of a Time suite of products that is in the new catalog. So thank you for joining me today. Yeah, and I hope you're joining me on my mission to make a card, send a card. And these cards would be adorable just to send in the mail. Well, this one you'd have to put in a special envelope, a padded envelope. Otherwise it would get squished in the mail. But even just thinking of you, or you're kind of a big deal, is perfect for this card. I think that's probably what I'll end up putting on there. Anyways, they're really cute. I have a brother who has a summer birthday, so this would be a perfect card. And actually my daughter has a summer birthday, and she loves Under the Sea. Well, she loves little creatures. So that would be a nice birthday card for her. All right. So thank you for joining me in my studio today. If you're interested in purchasing any of these products, visit my website, mariannecowan.com, and I will be posting a blog post with measurements soon. I still have to do the the Posy card kit blog post, and then I'll get this one done as well. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow, Friday, regular time, 3 o'clock. Thanks, and have a great day.